What it is, guys, it is your old boy Pilk, and I'm coming back at you with more Dokkan Battle. Now, just to clarify, guys, tonight we will not be streaming Dokkan Battle because we've got maintenance. That's right, maintenance is tonight. So make sure that you are prepared for that. Understand that once this kicks off, we're not going to be able to play. So in lieu, we're actually going to be playing Danmachi tonight. So if you're looking for Woodplow Wednesday, it's going to be Woodplow Tuesday this week. And then tomorrow night, we'll be doing a very special stream where we're talking about nothing but Battlefield. Just Battlefield, that's it. And maybe some unit preparation and stuff like that. But the reason being is because this mode of gameplay is very, very different in a lot of respects, okay? Now, let's talk about some of the changes they're bringing to version 3.14, Pi version, as I like to call it. So Pi version is bringing us the Virtual Dokkan Ultimate Clash Battlefield. Dokkan Battlefield. Okay, so they're also going to say when changing decks and events, stages will be previously used team will to the previous team used to clear the stage will be recorded. Okay. In addition, you can re-challenge a stage with the recorded team. I think that's pretty awesome. You can check the best clear time with each stage made by your friend or in the clear record page. That's pretty awesome. That actually is pretty sweet because that's like almost speedrun type stuff, races and things like that we can do right here in this thing. And I actually had a really great idea for that was brought to me by Addy, and I want to implement that, but I haven't had an opportunity before this. So we're going to talk about more of that coming to the channel later. You can also review the team formation that you use to clear the stage, make good use of the function to form your team, okay? Pretty much what that's saying is it's going to help you build your team and build your team wisely. I think the game's old enough now, I don't think it's really mandatory, but I just, we in our Discord, we actually have a section that is strictly for team building, so I guess it still kind of is necessary, though. We'll see. We'll see how well it works. We'll see how well it works. Okay. Activate hidden potential applied to character that transforms the special state, blah, 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 blah. So in other words, when you have like critical and all that stuff, that'll actually now start applying to your giant types. That's pretty sweet. Indicated characters whose hidden potential routes can be unlocked. When, yeah. Basically, you're going to go into it's going to look like this picture right here when you go into your thing. It'll basically tell you who can have more potential orbs input, who's got dupes put into them, things like that. We'll cover that after it drops. That actually is pretty hype. I do like that. Okay, battle icons will be displayed when attacking. Okay, that's not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea at all. Okay, in other words, this little thing right here will show you if you've stunned, which is massively needed, okay? For the few units left in the game that can be stunned or sealed, that'll tell you that it's actually been pulled off effectively, okay? So, there you go. That's pretty awesome. Yep, there will be more functions available. We'll talk about everything after it drops. But the big thing they are adding is Battlefield. So let's talk real quickly about Dokkan Battlefield and the things that are Ultimate Clash, whatever the hell they're calling it over here. It's Battlefield. It's been Battlefield for years, basically as long as I've been playing the game. It went away, it came back. It's still Battlefield, guys. And it is dropping, it says tonight, it's basically tomorrow morning. The maintenance is until 2 Pacific time. Pacific Standard Time, not even Daylight Savings Time. Standard Time. So instead of adding 3 hours to Eastern, you add 4. So it's dropping at 6 a.m. That's why we're not streaming it. Because my happy ass is not getting up here at 6 a.m. to look like I have any kind of cognizance to my existence. I will get my happy ass down here, drop you guys a video, and I will probably have like 4 coffees in each hand. That's pretty much how that's going to go, because your old boy is not a morning person. That's how that rolls. Anyway, let's talk about this before I get too far out of hand. All right? you need to be rank 150. Now, if you are not, you have time. This is going to stay around for a month. Basically, every month is a season, okay? So, if you're not ranked 150, that's okay. That's okay. Jump on it. We have double XP right now. There's no reason not to use that. That's 50k if you run 27-3. That is 50k experience. Go do it. No reason not to. Go do it, right? You can only use units that are UR or higher. So UR, TUR, and obviously LRs are the only units that are invited to partake in Ultimate Clash. I have to get used to that new name. Really have to get used to that new name. Okay? You can only use 100 of them. Now, for someone like me, that's going to be a tough call. I've got to go through my units and say, okay, who am I taking? Okay? And it gets even harder than that. Okay? When you are building teams, the immediate thought process is, okay, I'm going to grab my Fusion team, I'm going to grab my Patara team, I'm going to grab my Super Saiyan 3 team, and I'm going to just wreck the crap out of this. GG, my friend, you are about to be in for a rude shock. You can only use your team once per, I believe it's once per run. In other words, there are 9 battles in total. 9 battles in total in this. We'll get into more about that here in a moment. So basically, you need to have 9 teams lined up, ready to go. And typically, I will emphasize typically, because of the way the team building works, mono teams are the best teams to bring to this event. Unless you are completely whale and bat guano, and you've kept a couple of category leads just in clutch for such a scenario. If you're overflowing in category leads, GG, my friend, because you are about to wreck this event. I mean, in embarrassing ways. But that said, let's talk a little bit more about this team building thing. Okay, like I said, you're gonna basically build a deck. It's like it's more of a card game now. You build a deck of 100 cards, right? 100 units, okay? There are 3 levels and a total of 9 battles. We'll break that down here in a moment, okay? Basically what you do is you build your deck, but instead of normally like using a friend unit to end off your team, you have to use a sub-leader from your box. So let's say I was going to build a team, right? I'm going to go up here in team. I'm going to go and grab, I think this is my my Majin Buu Saga team. So Majin Buu Saga, and I know there's better units for this right now, but it was just really I was just playing with it, right? You know, this team's going to just dominate everything. It doesn't matter. I would need a 7th unit. Now, interesting fact. You will not be able to run a second TUR Super Vegito. But if you have him, you have a spare one, and you have him in his UR form, you can. You cannot run the same unit. However, you can run similar units. So like I've got my physical Super Saiyan 3 God tanks up here. I can actually run my tech one on this team, which is awesome. That's all kinds of exciting. Ain't gonna lie. That makes me very happy in places I cannot mention in video, right? That is awesome. Awesome. And that's why I say you're probably not going to be running too many category teams. You're probably going to be running mostly mono teams. So let's build a mono team and talk about this really, really fast, all right? I'm going to build a tech team. I'll get to that in a moment. I'll tell you why I'm building a tech team, right? Let's go by super attack level. Let's go by tech. I'm going to build it a super class team, all right? And yeah, I think that looks good. I'm not going to do any categories. We're going to do UR and LR. Okay, boom. Let's go ahead and remove all. So now, who would I want on my tech team? Well, I see a couple units right off the bat. But, first things first, I want to grab my 120 lead, right? This guy is a 120 lead. He is truly awesome. Bada bing, bada boom. He's number 1, right? Then obviously I'm going to go through here. Now, in Battlefield, I would be able to run him too, which is amazing. He's the free-to-play unit. He's the free-to-play unit. But I love his damage output. I adore his damage output. It is insane. For a free-to-play unit, it is off the charts. Okay? Then I'm going to go up here and I'm going to grab these guys, the usual suspects. Let's just say I've grabbed him for argument's sake. We'll just use him as a filler. And then I need 2 more units. Wait, what? 2 more units? Yeah, 2 more units. Well, he would make an excellent sub-lead. He really would. 70%. Bada bing, bada boom. No problems there, right? So on this tech team, that actually would be pretty much my wisest decision. Okay? Let's just say for the sake of argument, for whatever reason, I want to use this guy. Not that I would, but let's just sake of argument. Boom. Okay, and who would I throw in here? I'd throw an orb changer on there. Okay, right? Now I need a sub lead. Awesome. Super Saiyan 3 God Tanks. What a great choice. So that basically gives me 190% lead. Now, if I'm the luckiest SOB in the entire world, and I kind of am kicking my own butt because I had a couple of int. I pulled several extra int Gogetas, and I should have held on to them. I didn't even think about this. If I'd held on to them, then my int team would have had a 120 leader and a 100 leader. Now, it would have only been 5 key, but building that team right, it won't matter. Now, this team will have 6 key, right? But it'll only be a 190 lead rather than, a 210. 20% more, better damage output. But let's say, for the sake of argument, stop the bus. You don't have Super Saiyan 3 God Tanks. What am I going to do? I need another leader. He's not the Awoken one. Let's go grab the Awoken one. He used to be down here at the bottom. Free to play Baba Shop units. Dokkan Awaken into 70% leads. Same meta. Tech type, key +3. HP and attack and defense, 70%. They're not going to be your best hitters in the entire world. But they're only supreme damage. Okay? And tech type, key +2, and great chance of attack and defense, 30%. Now, it's only 30% for him. So he's going to hit like an absolute feather. But you have an extra 70% lead that is completely free to play. 100% free to play. That is awesome. I don't know if Rainbow... I was going to test this guy out, and I'm going to test him out on Super Battle Road, and we're going to talk... Or Super Battle Road. On Battlefield tomorrow, we're going to talk about that. We're going to say, okay, is it worth Rainbow starring your free-to-play Baba Shop units? Probably the answer is no. But I'm going to be the Bat-Guano dude who's going to try it for you guys. Okay? Let's go over here to trade points. We're going to talk about this real fast. All right? So here's the STR Master Roshi. Okay? I actually have him too, but I haven't awakened him. He awakens from this STR type HP attack and defense 60% to a 70% E3 leader. Okay? They all do. They all basically have the same, almost identical effects. Right? Okay? I need these. So you can go through here. You can buy these up. Most of these guys are fairly easily farmable from friend points. So you could just regurgitate some friend points, hope you get the right units, and then use the rest of the units for leveling. Pretty straightforward stuff, guys. I don't think it really is all that... I don't think it warrants that enormous of a discussion. But I got 15 seconds here, and it's going to change out on me. Let's see who's up next. I forget who comes up after that. Kind of would make sense that it's the next one in rotation, wouldn't it? So it'd be AGL? Yep, AGL. There you go. All right. So here's your AGL, 70% leader once you Dokkan him. Okay? So an excellent opportunity to free to play, finish off a team, get them going, right? Absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing opportunity. Okay? So is there anything else in here? There's nothing else in here I need. All right. So those are some of the tricks and some of the hints and some of the things that I'm going to recommend you guys pay close attention to. If you do not have those 70% meta units, and if you're new at the game or you've re-rolled recently, you probably don't. That said, you probably have a lot of excess metals and things you could sell off and start buying some of these dudes. 70% meta leader. My finger just got cut off. Oh, God. Do it, guys. Do it. So, pretty awesome. Now, I did say I would talk real quickly about the rotations on the game. In Battlefield, you're basically going to come up, basically level 1 is going to be one mini boss. It's going to come up with this square. Actually, I don't have the picture in front of me. Otherwise, I'd bring it up. I should have prepared that. But going to come up with this box that's going to have a square. It's going to have 4 squares around it. The mid square is going to have a big question mark. And the ones around it are going to show you your mini bosses, okay? First one's going to have one mini boss, one main boss, okay? The mini boss is Captain Ginyu for the first one. Well, this is the first one that came to JP for Battlefield 2.0. But I don't know if this is necessarily going to be exactly the same thing for us. We'll see. No one really knows for sure, but we'll see, okay? Committed fighting pose, Captain Ginyu. Battle effects, reduce damage, and cannot be stunned. So you cannot reduce his damage, you cannot be stunned, okay? He has 5 million health. Once he's defeated, you have the Great Ape Vegeta, who cannot be reduced and cannot stun, okay? He has 5,100,000 health. Not really scary. You could pretty much one-shot him with a really amazing unit, right? Just walk in there and just be like, what it is, and then just knock him on the floor and just whiz on the corpse, okay? Now, that's level 1. There's 3 levels. Level 2, in this particular situation, is Formidable Assault Full Power Bojack. Cannot reduce damage, cannot be stunned, and nullifies an attack and defense down effects. Okay. Oh, I think he reduces your damage is what it's saying. He basically has got really amazing damage mitigation. He's got a lot of health. Okay. So that would be the same thing for the other one. So you're not going to one-shot him. You're going to two-shot him or one-turn him. Whatever. Now, Bojack, on the other hand, has 10 million total HP. Okay. These are kind of your mini-bosses leading up to your main boss. Okay. Tragedy Born for Power, Android 13 is the other one. He's got 4 million. Okay? I don't know why your mini bosses have more health in this case than the main boss. This seems like a typo. This says you're the main boss for level 2. So you have to beat both of those guys. And then your main boss for level 2 is Hideous Super Saiyan Broly. Okay? Who reduces your damage output, cannot be stunned, nullifies ceiling, and nullifies nullifies defense down effects. Which makes sense, it's Broly. Basically, he's going to have it's going to be really hard to beat him. He's going to have an insane amount of damage mitigation. That's probably why his HP is only 8,125,000. So that probably means that even though he has less health, his damage mit is going to be off the charts. Just kind of like the original Broly event was when it first came around. So they're not going to be necessarily easy, but they're also not going to be terribly hard. And you're going to want to go in here and you're going to want to pay close attention to the types and bring the opposing type to make sure you bring in the right unit. Like I said, this is not going to be something that you're going to be bringing an amazing team to, because every time you fight, your team gets knocked out of the box. You're not going to be able to use those units again until you finish all 9. I believe that's how that works. I could be wrong on that, but I believe that's how that works. Okay. Unfortunately, my JP account was not good enough to run these events. I have very few TURs. I would have just been utterly annihilated. So I've never personally played the JP version of this, but again, guys, this is pretty much stuff that's been around for a while. Most of this information has been out there. Okay. Level 3 is 4 mini bosses. Okay. They all have their own effects. First one is like 8 million health. 7 million health, 14 million health. And then the final boss, Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Goku, reduces damage, cannot be stunned, nullifies attack, basically nullifies everything. Can't do anything to him. You just straight up hit him, and he's got a lot of damage mitigation. Total health is 11,250. Now, he's going to be no joke. He's going to be hard to kill. I'm assuming his damage mid is probably going to be something like 25%, something pretty... 25% damage output is still going to be pretty insane. So you're going to be hitting him for like a mil at a time. Maybe 2 if you're really lucky with a 120 team. he might be the one that you want to sneak on a like your fusion team or something too. You could still build a fusion team by dual leading your LR and your Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. But that means you cannot use those units in any other fight. So is it worth? Is it really worth that risk? You have to do a lot of planning this far out. So let's say we had made that tick team I was talking about earlier. I would not have Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta to use later on down here. So you've got to plan and you've got to be smart. It's easiest to use mono teams because you can keep track of those very simply. Very simply. But even if you use mono teams, there's only 10 mono teams. You have 9 fights. What you going to do? The recommendation is 100 units. I'd say pull 100 if you can. Be really, really wise about this. Think about it. Plan it out. All the gems, everything are going to come from missions. So think about your plan of attack. We're going to talk about this when it drops, guys. But I really wanted you guys to start thinking about it. Ways you can actually fight these fights intelligently. So, anyway, guys, that is the video. Let me know what you think in the comments section down below. Be ready for this. It is dropping tomorrow morning. So, hype. Let the hype train go. I'll see you guys in the morning. Follow my Birdman. Hit me up a Booker, and I will lay your asses out then.